Ladies and gentlemen, finally we are back with the illustrious, the demanded, the hardworking third-line center, Maple Leaf fan who had to get a shower before he came to see us, James Dixon. James, welcome.
Cheers.
How you doing?
Not bad, how yourself?
Oh, not bad at all. First, I guess, your thoughts on the previous game there.
It's a tough one. It's just like all the previous games we've had. We've been in it right till the end, and we feel that we should have got something out of it, but that's hockey. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Their goalie's got the man of the match yet again, so there's not much more we can do about that.
I tell you, he played very well, and I thought the same thing. I thought you guys played very well, lots of opportunities, and a couple of breaks just didn't go your way. And like I said, that's hockey.
Yeah.
James, in high demand from the people back home, what do people like about you so much?
To be honest, I haven't got a clue. These are all bonkers. I don't know.
Because really, I had no indication that a player could be so popular, but you're more popular than Johnny Tulip.
Well, someone's got to be. I mean, Johnny's blew up out here for some reason, so I mean, I'm on Twitter all the time. I've got enough followers where people can get my name around, so I've got my fan club back home, so they're doing the job.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a bit about what you do, and you are and have been online a lot leading up to this tournament with your blog and everything like that. So what was your motivation for that? And I guess, what have you gotten back in return from putting in all this work?
Yeah, well, I mean, when I started my blog, it was mainly because the tournament in 2013, I was trying out for it and I didn't make the team, unfortunately. So I was gearing up for this one to try and make the team, and I eventually got picked. So it was like, it's a massive thing for me. I've been playing hockey for about 6 or 7 years now. So it's a massive part of my life every weekend with the Deck Stars and stuff. So, I mean, it's just a massive life experience. Coming over to Canada as well, I've wanted to come like for my whole life, so it's just one massive thing. So I just wanted to share the whole process with everyone, let them know what's going on at training, how everyone's doing, and just what it feels like, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's very cool. That's I gotta say, and people obviously follow it, people like it, they eat it up, they read. Yeah. What has been the response you've gotten from those who have been following your I guess your career, for lack of a better term, your drive to get here where you are today?
It's been huge. I mean, it's not just for me as well, it's for the whole GB team, the men and the women. The support we're getting back home from everyone is absolutely huge. I mean, we've got teams scattered all over the country and everyone's been doing it, so we all know that he's like here thanking we and supporting and stuff, and that's what's egging we're on, especially in games like today. We know that we've got to keep playing for each other and for everyone back home.
Absolutely, and that's very evident that you guys do that. Let's talk about your line for a bit. You guys don't get the power play time, you don't get the PK time, so you know when you guys go, you got to make something happen. So when you're sitting there saying, you look to your left, look to your right, saying, boys, what are you talking about on the bench before you get to hit the floor?
Yeah, I mean, it's giving the other guys support and stuff. I mean, we know we're a young line. We've got, myself, Andy Harwood, and 2 young lads, Tom and Ash. I mean, we know we've got the legs to beat people. We did it a few times today, getting in deep, trying to set something up so the other guys can come in and hopefully do some of the damage. So we know we're a bit of a relief line, but I mean, it's everyone in it for everything, so we do our job so everyone else can do their job.
Absolutely, and every team needs that line, and that's, I was an ice hockey player, and that's the kind of role I filled a lot, and guys who play that role take a lot of pride in that role. And I know in the first shift or second shift of the game, you had a run down the floor, drew a penalty, created a power play. Yep. That's your guy's role. So when you do that, what does the coach have to say to you when you come back?
It's all praise. That's exactly what he wants us to do. He wants us to get in behind teams, get some pressure down in the offensive zone so we can work something from that. Yep. That's what we need to do. Simply just get behind all the defenders and cause trouble, basically. Just make a nuisance of ourselves.
Absolutely. And you can see when Tommy scored the other night, how excited everybody was.
Huge, massive thing.
Because you guys aren't expected to chip in offensively. Well, you're expected not to get scored on, create some energy. And what does that mean to the team when you guys, and what does that mean to you guys when you can give those, top end players, quote unquote, a lift?
It's huge. I mean, like we've said, we've got we've got my 2 lines that are there to score the goals and get the points for her. So to get all 3 lines going, that's just a massive, massive thing for her. I mean, I'm playing centre, I'm playing a more defensive game. Back home I tend to play more offensive, but it's my job to be defensive. So I mean, anything we can do to get the team going in the direction we want them to do, and we'll do it. That's what we're there for.
Absolutely. Well, so we've had a bit of serious talk about hockey, your blog, your work to get here. Now, while we were waiting on you, I asked some people to send in on Twitter some questions for you. So, with that said, let's see what we got. First, we've got ask him why Batman is so popular when he's clearly just an emo guy, a rich guy with an emo streak.
No one could argue with Batman. He is the man. I mean, he's went through such hard things in life, and to come back like how he has, it's just a massive thing.
And how about his most recent travails as an old guy, Bane kicking his ass? Like, how does he come back from that?
There's always some young upstart comes along, so I mean, you just got to dig deep in, just sort yourself out, regroup, and then just get back on the horse.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And do you think he probably should have pursued Catwoman a little more? Is Anne Hathaway looking great in that movie?
It's been an on and off thing with Catwoman for a few years now, so I don't think he knows whether to play hot or cold.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, he's just, rich guy with an emo streak, just like the viewer says. And no, that's it. They just want a few comments on Johnny Tulip. I know a few of us had a chat off camera yesterday, getting a little bit too big for his britches.
No, definitely. It's getting a bit bonkers.
It's going, yeah.
It was fun at first, but we're a bit sick of him now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because he's not even playing that well, to be honest.
No, he's being rubbish, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. They should probably take the letter off his jersey. He doesn't seem like much of a leader to me.
I mean, I think it's all went to his head a bit. He's just struggling to get through doors now, the size of his head, so it's a big shiny thing as well, so it's not pretty.
Well, I tell you what, you guys have been an absolute blast to have. Like I've been saying all week, before you guys get back on the plane, we're going out for a beer. Me, you, Tatey here, and the whole team, and we're going to have a laugh.
Definitely.
And thank you very much for joining us,
No
Leafy.
problem.
And they wanted to see your tattoo.
All right. It's my leaf. It's the maple leaf, and it's got the Tyne Bridge in it. Back home.
So you're a big Leafs fan.
I am.
You got to stay up really late to watch.
I do, yeah.
And it's heartbreaking every night.
It is. Every single game.
I don't know how you do it.
Someone's
I'm a Leaf fan.
Someone's got to do it.
So we got some time here. We're waiting for the next game to start. Let's talk Toronto Maple Leafs. Make sure we're doing the right thing here. What's your take on the goaltending decision or non-decision they made this year to keep Reimer? Or, well, you know what? They decided not to take Kiprusoff or the money for Luongo. So do you think that was the right thing at the end of the day?
I was humming and hawing myself, but I mean, I think the play that he's had in the last part of the season has proved that it was a good choice to keep him there. I mean, Toronto's had a lot of good goalies in the past, like your Ed Belfours and your Cujos. So that's what we've been missing over the past decade or so. You need a solid goaltender, and hopefully Reimer can come into that. Because I mean, the play in the back end of the season and in the playoffs against Boston, it was just superb.
Yeah, no, I think he played well. The defense obviously is a sore spot. I think their forwards are sorting themselves out okay. What do you think they need? Who do they need back there?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. I think the team that they've had this season that can grow on. I mean, Kadri had a breakout year, which is always a good thing. Having someone lining up against Kessel, he didn't get started at the start, so he ended up getting fired up. But we need players like the Kadris and stuff to come through and give the relief for Kessel if he's not kicking on. But I mean, it was a strong season. No one expected to get the playoffs.
No.
So I mean, to push Boston, I know Game 7 was a heartbreaker the way it finished, but to get that far, no one gave him a chance against Boston. So I mean,
no, that's true. And now the hard part for me is that Boston are one win away from the Stanley Cup Finals. So
shocking.
Maybe it could have been the year. But I know the day after that game, and I'm a fan, but shouldn't affect you emotionally the next day. But I didn't want to talk to anybody.
I know. I was sitting at home. It was about 3:30 in the morning. Your girlfriend, Amanda, was in bed. I was just sitting by myself on the laptop. As soon as that second Boston goal in, I was like, oh no, here it comes. Your dad was texting us saying, put your feet up, you're done, you're going through. And it's like, I don't think so. Just the way it finished. Oh, shocking.
That's it. We're going to shut her down here.